Wait, make sure, please roll.
I'm rolling.
As much goes right. I'm gonna do it just this way. You can also do it with the waist. Turning from the waist is more power. Okay? The way I'm just gonna do it is just when you're close in. Your wrist snaps in for power. Okay, so I'm here.
Can you do me?
You won't feel anything on this.
You want it again? He'll do it again.
I'm very tight on your hand. I just wanted to show what you were doing right before you did it.
I was just like this, and all I did was extend my wrist. Okay? That's what I did. I don't care.
And take your hand away. One more time. Come in and do it.
Can you do it?
And take your hand away. Okay.
So I have to generate when I hit here. Now, if I use power to hit here, then you're going to feel the whole impact. But I don't do that. I just flow here, then. Did you believe that? It's freaky. I know that. That's a freaky.
That is the weirdest thing I have ever experienced.
Howard?
That's great. That is great. That is great.
If you would trust
Sifu Grados. Take his classes. Thanks. What? That's unbelievable.
See what just happened? That's exactly what makes you believe it. One, and we'll use this front here.
I've got to study this stuff. I have got to study this.
By the way, with a Wing Chun, all we want is
I feel sorry. I feel very sorry for the person that fools with this guy. I feel very sorry for the person that attacks this man. Very sorry.
There's a team.
Oh, man.
A punch and a pound at the same level. Incredible. Pound is the same thing. So you hit it with the heel. Same thing. Actually, that is more powerful than punch. Wow.
No. Okay. Let's stop.
Just a segment of you going. That was unbelievable.
That is amazing. That was amazing. I have not flipped like that since I played football, and that was 20 years ago. That was amazing.
You're going to test to prove that it's power. It's not. I'm not pushing you. It's not that punch.
This ain't phony, folks. This is real.
You're not hurt.
No, I'm not. I'm fine. I feel fine.
You're not hurt.
He didn't
He
want.
just wanted to show you the energy that you were experiencing without hurting you. That's an amazing thing. That's the amazing part.
Having that punch and control.
Yeah. Boy.
That way you can play with your students and not be able to hurt them. Just to show them. Just enough. Look, I can send you back. Relax. But
Sure
if need
can.
be, then you
You could send him to the wall back there if you wanted to. Okay, let's go back. Let's get Jerry and Sifu back together.
Stay high so you can work the techniques, okay? Stay high, sir.
Good. No, that's since I was working out. Good. Okay. At least twice a week.
At least twice.
At least twice a week. See, this art right here is not like any other art. You have to feel hands to get better. So I would say you have to at least do it twice a week, averagely.
Now, is Wing Chun called sticking hands, or is that sticking hands?
No, sticking hands is a form that comes out from Wing Chun. It's a sense of feeling. Develops your timing, your distance, trapping techniques. It's a real fun exercise, like you're playing chess. Learning how to.
Is there a lot of stretching involved before you start to stretch the lower extremities?
Well, not really, because during the Wing Chun exercise, everything is being developed. Every muscle. You
How
don't
does
have
that
to use
happen?
Well, the exercises itself loosen up joints where you never really touch. Where you lift weights, the weight training. If you know how to control it, so I could say.
So I'd be interested in getting involved in this. I have a machine at home. It's not
Real nice cut up.
I had my assistant go out and buy a boost, go out and buy Enter the Dragon.
Yeah,
we're gonna put that in
something like that,
piece,
something like that. If you look at the Enter the Dragon scene where he's downstairs in the basement,
Yes.
and he's before the elevator, and people come out of him,
Right.
that's Wing Chun.
Yeah.
Everything he's doing there is Wing
Right.
Chun. That's what we're doing.
Are you confident with nunchucks as well?
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's not part of Wing
It's not part of Wing Chun. Wing Chun uses the butterfly knives. It's two swords, short
Yes,
swords,
familiar with those.
and the long staff, 6.5 staff. That's the two weapons of Wing Chun.
That's great.
But basically, it's a combat system.
And this is what you do every day. This is your passion.
Every day for the last 15 years, I've been doing it like 8 hours a day.
And you're making money through just your little private classes.
Yeah, private classes and 2 of the group classes.
Right.
And right now we're opening up where we're going to start traveling on seminar circuits, which should open me up a little bit more. I'm trying to get it out to everybody.
Yeah, it's excellent. Well, I knew this was going to happen. I want to get back into this again. I've always wanted to get back into
You're welcome to
martial
come see the
arts.
class, and you always look at a class where as though teachers are working out with everybody, and environmental, everybody learns from everybody. Then that's a class you can learn from.
Okay, excuse me 1 second. I'm sorry, Peter, you going to say something? Okay, we're all set? Great. Okay, Jose, full name please and spelling of your last?
Grados, Jose Grados.
Okay.
Gradosjose, Jose.
Now, is Sifu part of your title now? Are you?
Yes, Sifu means instructor, master in Chinese.
Okay.
Sense of respect, we call instructor.
Tell me about the first day that you decided to study Kung Fu seriously.
It was like 1970. It was my older brother took me to see Bruce Lee. And right there and there, I told him this is what I want to do in my life. He looked at me, he said, hey, yeah, sure. What do you know? You're 6 years old. But I started messing around with it, at an early age, and started going through the Chinese systems. And then by the time I was 11 years old, I landed into Wing Chun. Being that I was constantly, being young in the streets, you're always fighting. I was using what I'd learned and it wasn't working. I related back into street fighting for it to work. But then I found Wing Chun, and Wing Chun seemed to work easily for me. So it seemed to be suitable for me, and I started learning Wing Chun from then on. And,
But Bruce Lee was definitely the inspiration.
oh, he's the inspiration, yeah, of course, because I wanted to be like him. So I researched his life, and it so happens that he studied Wing Chun. This was the first art that he studied. So right away, I wanted to learn this art, and I started to like it.
How does Wing Chun Kung Fu differ from some of the harder styles like Taekwondo and Okinawan karate?
Well, okay, they're all systems for self-defense. Now, Wing Chun is more close-in fighting, meaning that you're fighting in close. And Taekwondo is more like external, meaning that they use a lot of kicking power and they fight from range distance. Wing Chun is the opposite. They fight in close, and they use the force to redirect back against the opponent. So it's rather different in that sense. And you don't use a lot of force here. You use their force back on them.
Could you explain that a little more? How do you redirect your opponent's
Meaning,
force?
rather than going into the power, I would go around it. Somebody throws a punch, rather than blocking it straight and going into it, clashing power, I would deflect, go into it. Deflect the power and go around it.
Would you like to have a permanent facility and maybe more space?
Sure. And I would like to share the knowledge with everybody. I think it's a great art. I think you develop so many things from it. It's beneficial. You get good health. You get good health from it. I mean, I've been doing it for like 20 years now. And people say I look 20 years old. I still get ID'd everywhere I go. I work out 10, 12 hours a day like it's nothing. And it's a way of life to me now.
Sifu, do you think Wing Chun is more effective than the other styles?
I think they're all effective. It's just depending on the individual. All arts are good. It just depends on the individual that studies it. So happens that I fit into Wing Chun, and I make Wing Chun work for me. But all arts are good. It just depends on the individual. I chose this art. This art was made perfectly for me. It fits me perfect.
What about people who are watching this who may be going to think about enrolling in some of the larger academies that we see advertised on television, some of the popular chains that are out there right now? How is what you're we lost a light? Yeah. Can we still keep going, or is it okay? How is what you're doing more beneficial to the person out in the street in their everyday life, as opposed to something that we see at some of the bigger academies?
Okay, well, because mine is small, I pay more close attention to my students. So I individually go around, make sure everybody's doing everything right. So the knowledge is passed on more directly, rather than where somebody else walks around and has students. When there's a big chain, there's a lot of things going around like that. You don't really get taught by the main instructor. Here, my classes are small, and I intend to teach basically everybody. So I go around making sure everybody's doing it right, so you get more attention. That's what it differs at. And I'm more, I do it all day, so I basically put everything I have into it. I love teaching.
Can you talk to me about some of the philosophies of Wing Chun? It's more than just self-defense and martial art, isn't it?
Yeah, it develops good confidence within yourself, good balance. It makes you a good person. You see things differently. You start building yourself gradually, but it starts developing you in a different way. Whether if you're a weak person, it makes you a stronger person. Whether you're a shy person, it makes you believe more in yourself. And I think all these things are beneficial to an individual. Plus, on top of that, is an incredible workout.
Can you tell me about Grandmaster Yip Man?
Grandmaster Yip Man is the person that which everybody who studies Wing Chun can refer to. He's the last Grandmaster that was in a direct line from the founder. He's responsible for bringing Wing Chun into the United States. He taught many students whom one of my teacher's teacher learned from, and it's how I learned it. So he's responsible for the spread of Wing Chun in the United States.
Sifu, I have no further questions. Anything else you'd like to include, feel free to do so.
I would just like to send, a message that, martial arts is a great thing to learn. I think it's a good thing for today's society. It makes you a better person. And if you can learn something that'll work for you, if you have to use it, I think Wing Chun will be that.
Okay. Will you show me some moves later on?
Sure.
So I can defend myself?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll learn it.
Okay, great.
That's a benefit.
That's important.
Anybody can learn to defend themselves with Wing Chun in a short time. Because it doesn't require coming down low and doing some hard.
Right.
Flying all over the place. Like that. It's just simple. It's going right in on it. Using two things at once.
Yes. Okay. Sifu, if you could tell me, how does Wing Chun differ from some of the harder styles like Taekwondo and Okinawan karate?
Well, I think it's different in the sense of the teaching. The teaching is more, it's a soft art. It's a lot of those arts are hard, or external. When it starts like that, then it becomes internal, meaning you start developing the inside of the body. Power comes from the inside rather than strength.
Okay, thank you. I'm just doing some re-ask there. Do you believe Wing Chun is more... Take two. Do you believe Wing Chun is more effective than the other styles?
I think it's an effective art. All arts are effective within their own range. It's an individual who's practicing the art. But I think that it is an effective art for combat, for street combat it is.
Okay. Would you like to have a permanent facility?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to have a permanent facility someday?
Yes, I would. Possible. I'd like to teach Wing Chun.
That's fine, Pete.
You'll need to adapt your exercises so that, because the guys who are with bulk are really slow.
Yeah.
They can take a lot of contact because you have to wear padding,
But speed's more important.
speed and sensitive, they're not as sensitive because they're so stiff. But there's, I think, because there's a lot of dancer weight training and they have to, more free weights, or it's mostly training in movement, I know.
Well, what is good about this machine, I have tone development, that's all. They do a lot of high repetitions, no size.
No big,
My football days are over. So there's no reason to
Because I think for women, for example, a little free weight training is very good.
Yes, it is. I try to get my wife to come down with me once in a while too. But she's running around with the baby a lot, so that gives her plenty of exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, full name, please.
My name is Ako Nishimura.
And spelling?
AKKO, and then NISHIMURA.
Aku, how long have you been studying with Sifu Grados?
About half a year now.
And
Not
why?
very long. I moved up here from the South. I was training in the Wing Chun before, and I was looking for a good teacher, and I thought he was excellent.
Why Wing Chun as opposed to some of the other styles?
I study in other styles as well, and I find that Wing Chun really helps me balance my other training because it's so much sensitivity and contact oriented. We're actually moving with other bodies rather than just practicing drills all the time. And especially for someone my size, it helps to be able to learn what my skills are and being able to sense and read a partner in a situation where you're making physical contact.
As a woman living in the city, do you find this beneficial to your feelings of safety?
Absolutely. Also because the environment within this particular training school is one that makes me feel comfortable and where I can train my power and train my skills. I don't think all martial arts schools don't necessarily have that kind of positive environment. Well,
I understand.
You can cut that out.
That's important, though. That's very important.
Right, but the Wing Chun system itself, being developed by a woman, as I study as a woman, even being taught by men, I can find the places where I can see that a woman designed it, because it does have so much more to do with leverage and timing and speed and sensitivity rather than power. And I do see guys come in, they're very strong, but they don't have the speed and sensitivity, and they're a great handicap in the beginning of their training.
Can you tell me about Sifu Grados, just personally?
Yeah, he's a kind of passionate, manic kung fu practitioner from South America, but I think from the time he was a child, he had a great affinity for martial arts. He loved it and absorbed it, and he's a very directional person, just like the Wing Chun style. So he sees something, he just goes for that, and because of that, we benefit from his depth of training, and he's always watching and studying and trying to improve himself. And as a teacher, I particularly appreciate him because he works with every student, whatever level they are, and gives them exercises based on their skill level rather than rather than relying so much on a larger social hierarchy of belts and status and length of time in school. If you're advancing fast, he'll move you, to more advanced exercises. This is really skill-based, so it's a very good ego check for the rest of us. And he gets in there and works with us. And
excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Great. Okay. It will also have shots of Aku studying as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, definitely. We'll take shots of all of you. Thank you very much.
And it's explosive, basically. But that's because the movements are designed to be very short.
Yes.
And a lot of the funny thing too is a lot of people think that well, how can you generate any power from fighting that close? And basically, it's not only, the power is not really something that's done through brute force. It's done through years of studying of body mechanics. Basically, it consists of like three things: the force of your hand, the force of you pulling the person, and also their own momentum coming forward from when they lunged at you.
So you're using your attacker's energy against it.
Yeah, aside from what we call a twisting motion, it's a torquing motion where the hips and everything shifts at the same time. At the same time that the force is being applied and everything. So when you got those three things working together, then it makes it even possible for, say, a woman that's very thin, very small, to fight off an assailant at that point. It's some pretty incredible stuff.
Were you rolling on that?
Yeah.
Good. I thought, I like working with guys who know what they're doing. It's really great. It's such a pleasure. I'm just going to keep going. Ed, full name, please?
Edmund, E-D-M-U-N-D, Torres.
Tell me about Sifu Grados and why you're studying with him.
Basically, for about 2 years, I researched schools to try to find something that was, at least for my body type, that I can handle. I've seen some schools where there were people doing cartwheels and stuff like that, and being that I started later in my life, with this, I'm 36 now, started 34. Some of the other arts were just like too physically demanding for me personally. Okay, I thought it was the thing that drew me the most to him was the fact that the art itself is the most practical thing that I had seen. A coward's going to attack you basically in an elevator, in a small place. There's no time to search for room to be able to kick somebody. There's no time. You don't have that kind of space available to you. A coward's going to attack you in a place like this. Basically, you jump someone like my Sifu in an elevator, and you'll be demolished.
You're in trouble.
And this is the main thing that drew me to the art, was because it didn't require any type of physical, strength or anything. It was just totally intelligent, developed by a woman. Wing Chun was a woman who was taught by a Shaolin nun in the Shaolin temple. And basically, I mean, if it was good enough for a woman, who wasn't able to take somebody and be able to flip them or something, which would be pretty hard, And it treads where people dare to tread, inside. You see a lot of boxes, a lot of things that they try to avoid is being very close inside somebody, And even when you're out there in the street and daddy taught you to put up your dukes, basically you're always trying to keep away from that guy, keep your distance. With this, it encourages you to go inside, where most people are pretty much, not as adept in their fighting.
It's close-in fighting?
Yes, very close-in fighting, very practical, and I find it, the most practical thing for self-defense, because I believe that if somebody's going to attack you, it's not going to be out in the open where everyone can see it. It's going to be in a concealed place. It's going to be in a tight quartered place where they can hit and run, or they can grab you as fast as they can and get it in and out. This is what drew me to it.
Thank you very much, Ed. That was
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. Great.
Just take that off.
Just because your body is not used to it. Right. You develop. I'll show you my picture before I started training with him.
Really?
I was built like you, but heavier.
Heavier, really.
And what he did was resculpt my whole body. I never.
Yeah, that happens.
No weightlifting, nothing, just Wing Chun. So just practicing.
Great. Okay. Full name, please.
My name is Jerry Post.
P-O-S-T?
Yes.
Jerry, how long have you been studying Sifu Grados?
I've been studying for 2 years, and I study privately with him in classes.
Why?
Well, being an older student, being a senior student, most martial arts that I tried, I got hurt in. And after 2 or 3 times practicing, I couldn't practice any longer. This was the only art where I felt I was able to train every day and develop and learn a new aspect every single day.
Tell me about Sifu Grados.
Sifu Grados is a very dedicated teacher. He's always there. No matter if it's snowing or raining, he comes. And his training methods are wonderful.
What have you gotten out of this physically, emotionally, spiritually, personally?
Being a marathon runner at one time in my life, my body wasn't able to take the abuse of running any longer, and I needed something that could give me a passion for training. Being 40 pounds heavier before I started Sifu Grados sculpt my body into a much thinner body. It's given me self-confidence. It's empowered me again. It's made me gentle. I feel very comfortable in the sense that I'm at peace with myself. I never have to show off my skills. I never show my level. I try to always help people and never have to use the martial arts that I have.
How has it made you more gentle?
The way it's made me more gentle is me as a person. I'm able to see things clearer. I'm able to help because of my own discipline and liking myself more.
Right. I have no further questions. Well, actually, I do want. I'm sorry, Peter. I'm sorry about that. I'd like for you to talk to me more about Wing Chun itself and the actual physical applications and what the benefits that you're getting out of that, and what it is.
Okay, Wing Chun is an art that you're using both arms, both legs at different times. So it's like if you thought about walking up steps, you would fall. If you think about moving arms differently, you won't be able to do it. So it becomes a very subconscious, unthought process of reacting using your subconscious mind versus your conscious mind. And that's why the art is very important. In a confrontation, you don't use your conscious mind. The subconscious is the fastest thing to react, and as a result, you're trained with the subconscious, the non-thinking mind, and you react automatically. You don't say, should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? It's whatever way flows out is the way it happens.
That's true. I remember that. I remember that from my brief training many years ago. Jerry, thank you very much. It's a
Thank you
pleasure
very
meeting
much.
you.
Same here,
Take
Howard.
care. Can you just sit tight for a couple seconds? How long have you been studying with him again?
2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
And do you feel that you've lost all this weight and resculpted your body just in 2 years?
Just by training with Wing Chun, yes.
How many times a week?
I train 5 days a week.
If you have the time to do that. I wish I had time to train 5 days.
Then you know it all.
There's not a lot of really painful stretching.
No, it's not about that.
See, that's what I think.
This
That's
woman
what, yeah.
just now. You can train. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You can train with anybody.
See, I think that's what turns a lot of people off to the martial arts. In a lot of schools, they push you through like a half hour
Of calisthenics.
Unbelievable calisthenics.
Right.
That a lot of people's bodies just, especially as we go through, as you get older, you just can't do that
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm not very flexible. Matter of fact, I can't kick very high, and I felt very frustrated when I used to go to other schools because I couldn't do it. And Wing Chun, basically, the kicks are not higher than the waist, and they're invisible kicks. They're not kicks that is the most important part of your training. So it's been great for me, just being able to train every day and have a learning.